For a long time, corporate sustainability felt, well, it was mostly about glossy reports, right? Stuff that looked good, but maybe didn't do much. Well, that's all changing, and it's changing fast. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is stepping up to tackle this huge, messy challenge we call ESG data.
This right here, this signals a massive shift. I mean, think about it. For decades, ESG, and that's environmental, social, and governance, it was basically a checklist, a couple pages in the annual report that the PR team put together. Yeah, that's not cutting it anymore. That whole era, it's over.
And here's why. Today, sustainability isn't some side project. Nope, it's woven into the very fabric of business strategy. It touches everything, finance, logistics, you name it. And if you're going to manage that effectively, you've got to deal with this flood of information. It's become a data problem, an intelligence problem, and really the only tool we have that's powerful enough to make sense of it all is AI.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, we like to call it the ESG data tsunami, and it's a perfect name for it, because companies are just getting slammed with data from all sides, and honestly, most of them are just trying not to drown.
I mean, the complexity here is just mind-boggling. I love this analogy. Imagine you're trying to cook a fancy gourmet meal, but your ingredients are in a dozen different stores, and all your recipes are written in different languages. That's exactly what ESG reporting feels like for companies today. You've got data coming from official reports, social media, financial filings, and it's all living in totally separate systems. And to make it even harder, new rules and regulations are popping up all the time, making those recipes even more complicated.
So how in the world do you clean up that kitchen chaos? Well, this is where AI comes into the picture. And look, don't think of AI as some scary, complicated algorithm that nobody understands. It's much simpler than that. Just think of it like a team of incredibly smart assistants. They're ready to run out, find all your ingredients, translate every single recipe for you, and get your whole kitchen organized.
All right, let's break down how this actually works, step by step. First up, the AI does all the heavy lifting, the data gathering. It automatically scans thousands and thousands of documents, reports, data streams, all the boring stuff. Step 2 is standardization, and this part is absolutely crucial. The AI acts like a universal translator. It takes all that messy data and maps it onto the big standard reporting frameworks, like GRI and SASB. This means you can finally compare apples to apples. And then, finally, step 3, insight generation. The AI creates these clean, audit-ready reports and can even start predicting future risks and opportunities. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, so that's the theory. It sounds great on paper, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's talk about how this all translates into real results, stuff that actually saves companies money and makes a real difference for the planet.
Honestly, the difference is like night and day. Before, you had these static dashboards and manual reports that took months to put together. It was all about looking backward. Now, with AI, you get real-time intelligence and predictive models. It's like we've stopped driving by only looking in the rearview mirror and finally installed a GPS that shows us what's coming up ahead.
And this isn't some futuristic fantasy. This is happening right now. Take this number, 40%. That is the massive energy savings Google got in its data centers. How? Just by using AI to make their cooling systems smarter. It's a perfect example of how just being more efficient with AI can lead to huge environmental wins. And hey, it's not just for giant tech companies. Think smaller. Imagine AI as the ultimate Google Maps for a whole fleet of delivery trucks. A logistics company in Barcelona did just that. They used AI to optimize their delivery routes and boom, cut their fuel use by 12%. That not only saved them money, but also cut almost 850 tons of CO2. To put that in perspective, that's like taking 200 cars off the road for a whole year. But maybe this next number is the most important one of all. We're talking about an improvement of over 45% in the accuracy of sustainability data. In a world that's just drowning in information, getting it right is everything. Accuracy is what builds trust with investors, with regulators, with your customers. It's the bedrock of any real, credible strategy.
Okay, but that word, trust, brings us to a really big problem. You see, with all this pressure on companies to look green, some are, well, they're tempted to bend the truth a little, to exaggerate their claims. We call this greenwashing, and it's a huge issue. But AI is starting to look like a powerful digital detective that can help keep everybody honest.
I mean, it's a totally fair question to ask, right? Investors are asking it, you and I as consumers are asking it. How do we tell the difference between a company that's genuinely committed and one that's just got a really clever marketing department? So let's be clear, what exactly is greenwashing?
Basically, it's when a company spends a lot more time and money telling everyone how green it is instead of actually, being green and minimizing its environmental impact. It's all talk and no action.
And this is where AI can step in to fight it. It basically acts like a digital fact-checker on steroids. It can scan all of a company's public statements, ads, social media posts, you name it, and then compare those claims directly against their own internal data. So if the marketing department is saying one thing, but the real emissions data says something totally different, the AI flags it instantly.
Now, as amazing and powerful as AI is, we have to be real here. It's not a silver bullet. It's not going to solve everything overnight. We have to be really honest about its limitations. Think of it as a super powerful tool, not some magic wand.
And this quote, it just nails the right way to think about this. The point isn't for AI to take over and make all the decisions. Not at all. The real goal is to let AI do all the number crunching and data sorting so that the human experts can focus on what they do best, looking at the results, interpreting what they mean, and making smart, strategic calls.
And yeah, we have to go into this with our eyes wide open about the challenges. They're real. Algorithms can pick up the same biases that people have. All this ESG data is sensitive, so privacy and security are huge concerns. Getting this stuff set up can be super expensive. And, kind of ironically, the AI models themselves use up a ton of energy. These are all real hurdles that we have to figure out how to handle responsibly.
So, after all that, where are we heading? Well, when you bring together this incredible power to process data with smart human oversight, you start to enter a whole new era. You could call it an era of sustainable intelligence.
And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. The goal here is to augment human expertise, not replace it. The AI is there to build that clean, reliable foundation of data. That, in turn, frees up the strategists, the engineers, the sustainability experts to do their best work, to be more creative, more effective, and make a bigger impact.
This really changes the whole game. For decades, sustainability was all about having good intentions. And now it's being supercharged by actual intelligence. Don't get me wrong, good intentions are still absolutely essential, but on their own, they're just not enough anymore.
And so that's where we'll leave it. This technology is giving us a clearer picture of our impact on the world than we have ever had in human history. It takes all the noise and turns it into a clear signal. It takes mountains of data and turns it into real, actionable intelligence. So the big challenge for us, for our generation, it's not a lack of information anymore. The real question is, what are we going to do with it?